The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt. Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlian should be coming into view at any moment.
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad. Hear, feel, think.
There's a strange comfort in being nowhere. No walls to press against you, no clocks to remind you of the hours slipping by, just infinite pixelated horizons. You press a key, your feet move, you press another, and you're free. Free from your room, free from your thoughts, free from everything. But freedom is a curious thing. When the world outside closes its doors, I opened another, one with sprawling fields, endless skies, and strangers who became my closest friends. A place where I was not just myself, I was Gwen Celeste. In this place, I could breathe again, I could feel again, and yet I was slipping further away. This is a story about escape, about finding a sanctuary in a digital world, and about losing yourself in it. But before we delve any deeper, let's start from the very beginning, shall we? On March 23rd, 2020, the COVID lockdown was officially put in place. At the time, I was still just a 15-year-old, midway through year 10. It was an extremely difficult time to many. Suddenly, everyone had to adjust to this new way of living. No going out, no working, no anything outside of the constraints of your own house. I recall moving into a new house back then. I had barely any furniture and slept on the floor for many months before I was finally able to order a bed. I recall feeling extremely depressed. The routine was getting to me after some time, or rather, the lack of it. I barely slept, every day laying on the floor, staring at the ceiling, wondering if there was any meaning to it all. I lost contact with my school friends during that time. I was isolated more than ever. I always played video games. It was a nice way of detaching myself from the world. distracting myself from things that I deemed too difficult to process. And it was exactly during COVID time when I decided to pick up a new game, Final Fantasy XIV, from a Japanese video game company, Square Enix. When I first picked up the game, I knew nothing about it. Final Fantasy XIV, as the title states, is the 14th installment in the Final Fantasy series. However, I was soon to discover that it is not a direct continuation. The 14th is the only game from Square Enix that is an MMORPG, multiplayer, online, role-playing game. I played MMORPGs before, and my impressions were mediocre. The game had a lot to compete against. For example, one of the industry giants, World of Warcraft, dominated the MMORPG market for many years. So, I paid for the monthly subscription fee, created my very own character, and got a bard and gave her a name, Wen Celeste. Wen, or Wenny, a nickname given to me, means many things to me. She is not simply just me, or another version of me. She is far more. My relationship with this character is complex. She changed and grew throughout the years, just as much as I have. I like to think of her as a reflection of my life, a friend I always wish I had, a protector of some sort. Final Fantasy succeeded in the aspects that World of Warcraft failed, not only for its moving world building, but additionally it had and arguably still has one of the most welcoming communities out there. Despite playing MMORPGs for years by that point, I never actually interacted with the players I've seen running around within the digital world, which is quite funny if you think about it. One could argue the social aspect of MMORPGs makes the genre truly stand out. I always seen myself as a lone wolf. After all, I didn't need people. I was perfectly contained with being the bystander, watching people having fun from afar, never involving myself with anyone. Well, that changed soon enough once I joined my very first FC, Free Company, a Final Fantasy way of calling guilds. A guild in an MMORPG is a group of players who band together to form a community within the game, allowing them to cooperate on quests, raids, and other activities, often with a shared goal and leadership structure, providing a social aspect to the gameplay. I always felt intimidated by this very concept, but after seeing a message in chat from a newly formed FC, Fish Meets Rice, I thought, why not? It is a silly name, and it was just formed. It can't have that many members. So I joined, and little did I know how much these people would impact my life throughout COVID. It is hard to describe Sushi Meets Rice in one word, but if I had to, I would describe it as family. Those were wonderful people, and I will cherish the memories we made forever. I still remember the very first day I joined the FC. I was greeted by the FC leader, Barbados Lupus, who explained that he created this space with his brother to help out new players feel at home within the digital world. He encouraged me to join their Discord server, which was meant to keep us all informed about the events hosted by the FC, as well as keep us all connected outside of the game. I recall joining the Discord server out of curiosity. There I was greeted by the rest of the members and encouraged to write a small introduction. After hours of writing, rewriting, and stressing out about such a seemingly insignificant introduction, I wrote this. Hi, I'm Yulia, but you can call me Wen. 16, English, Polish. I play as a bard and I'm always ready to help if I can. Final Fantasy provides a feature for FCs to create their very own house, a community hub for all the members to meet together in game and interact. And just like that, Sushi created its very own mansion. The house included a reception area, a comfy lounge, a bathhouse, and an entertainment room. We all spent many hours hanging out at the FC house, chatting and creating many meaningful memories. It was an extremely comforting place. I loved sitting in that house, even alone at times, admiring the fact that I am part of something bigger than myself. I wasn't that lone adventurer anymore. I was the Wen Celeste of Sushi. I recall spending a pre-Christmas party with my FC. I remember our FC leader crafting a Christmas jumper for each one of us to wear during the event. We all prepared a small in-game meal and sat down together, celebrating not only Christmas, but also our group as a whole. We spent the night chatting, doing some quiz games, and finally taking a picture of all of us to capture this special moment. It was a fun game night, giving us comfort during the COVID time as many of us were unable to visit our real-life families for the Christmas that year. We often enjoyed fishing together as a small activity. I never gave fishing much of a thought prior to meeting my FC. It always seemed so unimportant to me. Why would I sit in a spot for many hours just to click one button and catch a digital fish? Well, it was more fun than one could think. I would often log onto the game just to check one very special spot, the fishing docks at Limsa, one of the major cities within the game. There, I would always meet one or two members of our FC fishing and waiting for anyone who wishes to chat with them. I recall many nights sitting at the docks and chatting about all sorts of things. I particularly remember the night when I sat there alone with our FC leader and discussed life. He told me he was midway for his university, nervous about what is to come. He gave me many life advices that night. I will always carry those with me. But as we all know, all good things come to an end, and so did Sushi. I am unable to find the official announcement, but I did find some thoughts shared by our FC leader. Unfortunately, his life got way too busy in order for him to keep up with us, and ultimately decided to let us all go our separate ways. I did find my reaction to the official announcement. It reads, "Thank you, Barb, for everything. I really appreciate your honesty with us. You truly gave us all a home where we could all feel safe and comfortable. I will always miss the stuff we did together, but I understand. I wish you best of luck with your own stuff, and I hope to see you back in Endwalker. Till then, take care, and I hope we can stay in touch." This was an extremely emotional moment to us all. I felt like I was punched in the gut. I wasn't sure if the game will ever feel the same to me. I was truly grieving. After the FC got disbanded, we all went our separate ways, and I lost contact with all of them. Wherever they are, I wish them all the best in the world. With an end, there is always a new beginning. After exploring the world alone for many months, I finally found a home with a new group of people. And I am happy to say that my new FC is still around, and so are the people who became my best friends over the years. I always found it fascinating how everything that happened purely by chance. I met my new friends just by randomly playing the game at 4 a.m. in the morning. I recall just teleporting into one of the major cities at night, and a random person approached me. After chatting for a little while, he invited me into this new FC. And just like that, I met all of my friends I talk to on a daily basis nowadays. I've been playing Final Fantasy now for 5 years. It is difficult to process that. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. I've seen new things come and go into the game. I've seen people getting upset over the new features. I got upset over the new features. I quit, I came back. Yet it seems like I can't truly escape this game. It is something bigger than myself. I will always partially live in that world. However, I must say that as much of a safe space it was for me, especially during COVID, it was also a double-edged sword. I recall playing the game 13, 16, even 20 hours straight. And looking at it now, I know for a fact that it is not healthy. There's still some nights when I return to the fishing docks alone, the place where we all sat and shared those life stories, the place where my world was smaller but felt fuller. I found solace in this digital sanctuary, but I also lost time, I lost sleep, and some days I lost myself. Escapism is not inherently good or bad. It is merely the act of leaving. Sometimes it saves you, and sometimes it keeps you from being saved.